Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Maya, and in today's video, I'm gonna get right into it. This has been on my heart and my mind, and my spirit has been constantly reminding me of this, just in my own life. That to be a spiritual person is not about being light. It's not about always trying to get better and better and better. No. First and foremost, there is actually no such thing as better. There's just a different self-concept. There is just a different self-concept you choose to identify to. No one is better than the other. Everyone can relate on the one foundation of what it means to be a human being. And being a human being consists of polarity. Something that the spiritual community has no room for. And this is something I want to bring awareness to because I see it so much. That within every single community we as a human collective try to fit ourselves into because it's a part of us, is to be accepted by another person. But the danger comes when we have not accepted ourselves in totality. So we constantly need another person to validate our own emotions, to make us feel safe within our own body, our own emotions. And then we become enslaved, giving our complete power away to another person's perception of who we are. I want to tell you this right now. Whatever you're going through in your life, whatever it may be, sit with it. Sit with anything and everything that comes up for you. As the observer, observing what you, as this avatar, are going through. You as the avatar, human being here on earth, is experiencing a very real reality. While there's another dimension of you, observing you, assisting you, and guiding you through whatever you go through. Now, it is our choice to see where we are fragmented as human beings, which is a part of this evolution, which is a part of the contrast we signed up for. But you see, we as human beings have disconnected more so than ever. The more we are connected to our phones, the more we are connected to the identity we care to put on every day, to appease other people, to validate the very things we are needing to see and look at and accept. This is where a lot of people fall into. The spiritual communities that post about love and light all day, all night, are some of the ones who are the most fearful of the dark. The reputation of needing to uphold the light is actually keeping them restrained from accessing the true dimensionality of oneness. Because to accept the dark and the light within this world, as well as within your internal worlds, is where unity and oneness collides, comes together, and is seized. You cannot be a human being without embracing the polarities upon this planet. The more you try to run away from what you're going through, the more you are running toward what needs to be faced. You can't separate that from you, from this world. You came here for specific lessons that you signed up for. Now, it's not something we're conscious of, but to gain full acknowledgement of all the lessons you've already had to overcome and to see where they brought you into this life, you'll then realize that there is a much higher power guiding you. Much, much higher. And you are a part of that higher consciousness. You are also a part of this here and now moment, which allows you to touch into a lot of different aspects of you. I wouldn't call myself a spiritual person, although I tend to my soul each day. Does that make me a spiritual woman? Mostly what I see in today's day and age is the spiritual women are the ones who are exploiting their bodies sometimes the most and telling themselves that they're sex goddesses. And they're posing for cameras, always needing to be happy and smiling. Or they're needing them to pull out their phone when they're crying to be relatable. Is that really authentic? Is that really who you are? You're a puppet to the matrix. Spirituality and the people who belong to that realm are sometimes the puppeteers of mass destruction, enabling human beings to view their emotions, their dark, as wrong, as you needing to get out of it, which disables us from knowing our truth. For the greatest power is formed in the darkest moments. That is where our light fully gets to be seen by us. Your dark moments are the catalyst for your spiritual awakenings. You don't need to try. You do not need to be a Buddhist monk, live in monasteries to awaken to the enlightenment of your soul. No. You also don't need to be a spiritual leader to lead society in healthy ways. For the ones who are influencing our society today are also running the rat race of needing to uphold the imagery of what their content entails, which is a smiling face, which is being put together, which is also disidentified to the human race. And I'll be the first one to say I am human as fuck. I have real emotions. I have stuff that comes up that I have no idea how to deal with. And yes, I still talk about being empowered and having power and spiritual principles of this reality. But I also don't have it figured out. I'm just showing up as who I am in every single moment that arises. Every single video I've made, I've never planned it. I show up, I turn on the camera, and I trust in myself to bring forth knowledge from my higher mind that sometimes I can't access without this outlet, without the acceptance piece of where I'm at. Does fear still arise? Does moments of anxiety arise? Does confusion arise? Misalignment arise? Yes. Yes. But I don't view my fragment parts that have been fragmented from my truth to disown me into the known power of the unity I have fostered within the spirit. Because spirit called me when I was in the darkest of times. The darkest of my times is where I got to actually fully embrace my light. And that is the truth for every catalyst moment in my life. It's not by always climbing the ladder of trying to be better. I am who I am. And that is enough in every single moment of every single day. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the constant perpetuation of your emotions not being okay. So you can be misused by Big Pharma, by our society, and by influencers who are feeding off of your disempowerment to fuel them into more power, making profit off of keeping you stuck. The only thing I care about, as long as I live, is to embrace myself every second of every day. Because if I don't embrace myself, I break myself apart from my own knowingness of my worth. Who told you? Who was the first person who told you? Or who showed you you weren't good enough? Can you backtrack to that moment in time? The first moment you were broken. Was a crack. And what we do not realize is we turned the one crack into shards of glass shattered upon our psyche for us to put back together so other people don't step on our shards. So we don't have to fall apart greater and greater just to signify to us that we're broken. The broken elements of me were fundamental. Were spiritual as fuck, my breaking moments. The aspects of me that still come online that get triggered, that are being held by unconsciousness of my own creating, is normal. Sometimes we are not equipped for what is to come. But whatever is right now for you is the exact things you are needing to see, to witness, and to embrace in your life. It's not a future timeline that needs you. It's not a past timeline that needs you. It's you being in the here and now moments that are calling your name, saying it is time. It is time for you to accept the version of you in this moment. And by accepting it, it's acknowledging. It's becoming aware that you can be the very own identifier. I wish more people could just be who they are. And not be who other people want them to be. By not always needing to be smiling on a camera, showing their best life. Because the majority of the time here on planet Earth, we aren't living our best life. We're just living life. And life has contrast. Life has dark. And life also has a lot of light. You're not wrong for your emotions. Your emotions are the roadmap back into greater consciousness. The consciousness that communicates to the God within. Because God is within you. It's not outside of you. Everything you see outside is a reflection of God. Everyone. Everything. When you feel like giving up, maybe that's exactly what you need to do. Is give up on the constant need of trying and pushing and forcing life. Try embracing the moments. Try facing yourself each day with compassion and integrity. But the higher version of you is assisting you on this path of being a human being, bringing you back in tune with the worth of your being. For if you were not worthy, you would not be chosen to be here on planet Earth. We have work to do, and that work is not to keep ourselves small any longer. That work is not to hide behind an insecurity, masked as a perfect individual. Don't allow communities to feed off of you. You know who's authentic to who's not. Tune into your body's emotional guidance. It will lead you down the path of your highest good when you can embrace the low moments in your life. For it is your time to stand up, stand true, to be a warrior of the light. The practice is by embracing your own dark and forging the light within the dark to guide you and the rest towards how to fight in the spiritual warfare that's going on. The true warriors know dark. Know dark. And they embrace it and they use it for their betterment, to sharpen the blade of light. And that's all I have to say today. And by the way, you guys, when I make intense videos like this, I am good, okay? Y'all be leaving comments after I do this video thinking there's something wrong with me or I'm upset. I'm not. I'm just being a human being, y'all. Speaking truth. Speaking truth. And I know sometimes people aren't used to it. But one thing I promised myself when I started making YouTube videos is that I will never present myself in a way that is not true to my inner knowing, my inner now. And whenever I show up, I am in my inner knowing and I'm in my inner now. So whatever comes through, I trust. Because I've allowed trust to be built within myself by showing up for myself no matter what. I suggest you try it out. So if you guys like today's video, let me know in the comments down below. I kind of talk my talk, but you know, I do that from time to time and it feels good. Try it out. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.